My child, stop right now. I am seriously not joking. I am not playing games with your spirit. Please do not skip this. Do not scroll past. I am speaking directly to you. Yes, you. Not to a crowd, not to everyone, not to whoever might be listening somewhere else. This message is for you, exclusively for you. I have stopped you mid-scroll, mid-thought, mid-distraction, because I need your full, undivided attention for just 1 minute. 1 minute is all I ask, and I ask it with intention, with urgency, and with a love deeper than the ocean. What I am about to say cannot be absorbed while your mind is half elsewhere, while your thoughts are scattered like leaves in the wind. Stay here with me. Anchor yourself in this moment. I am not exaggerating. I do not need to. I am not creating drama for the sake of attention. I am not trying to stir emotion just to make you feel something fleeting. I am telling you the truth plainly, simply, because this moment matters more than you know. I know how quickly you move past things. I know the pace of your life. I know how easy it is to tell yourself you will come back later, that you will deal with it tomorrow. I know how practiced you are at ignoring the quiet pull inside you and choosing distraction instead, choosing noise over silence. That is why I stopped you. That is why I am asking now. Give me just 1 minute of your time and your full attention. This is urgent for your life, for your soul. Listen to me closely. Lean in. This interruption is rare. I do not interrupt you like this without reason, without a purpose. I am not careless with moments. I treasure them, and I am not wasteful with words. When I stop you so clearly, when I arrest your attention, it is because something is at stake. I am not joking when I say this. If you ignore this, things will not remain the same. Neutral does not exist here. You will either move forward with awareness, awake and alive, or you will drift further into numbness, asleep at the wheel of your own life. I do not say that to scare you. Fear is not my tool. I say it because I love you too much to stay silent. This message is not random. It is not an accident, and it is not for everyone. Many will pass by it without feeling anything. Their hearts will not stir. Many will scroll past without noticing the weight of it. But you felt something, didn't you? You paused. You sensed that this was different, that this was for you. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. Heaven has been attentive to this moment, watching, waiting. I have been attentive to this moment. I have been watching you longer than you realize, listening to prayers you did not speak out loud, the groans of your spirit, noticing exhaustion you tried to hide behind a smile, seeing confusion you tried to manage on your own. I know fear wants to rise in you right now, a tight feeling in your chest, that instinct to pull away when something feels serious. Let me take that fear from you, gently, and replace it with closeness. You are not being confronted. You are not in trouble. You are being invited into a deeper relationship, a deeper understanding. You are being cared for. Urgency does not mean danger. It does not mean doom. Urgency means importance. It means something is worth stopping for, worth paying attention to. This is not about religion. Let go of that idea. It is not about rules, rituals, noise, or performance. It is not about proving faith or fixing yourself. You cannot fix yourself. Strip all of that away. Let it fall to the ground. This is about awareness. This is about presence. This is about you realizing that your life is moving, time is flowing, and your heart has been carrying more than it was meant to carry alone. I am asking you to stop long enough to notice that, to feel the weight. Please do not skip this. I beg you. Please do not tell yourself this is just another message in a sea of content. Please do not let distractions steal what clarity is trying to give you right now. I am seriously not joking when I say that what you do next matters. It matters deeply. Not because everything will collapse if you turn away. The world will keep turning, but because you will miss the beginning of something that was meant to help you breathe again. I know you are tired, not just physically, but deeply in your soul. I know you have learned how to function while disconnected from yourself, going through the motions. You scroll, distract, stay busy, or stay entertained because stillness feels heavy. Stillness brings thoughts you have not wanted to face, memories you have buried. But I am here in the stillness, waiting for you, not to overwhelm you, but to steady you. Heaven is fully attentive to this moment because this moment is about direction. It is a compass point. You do not need a dramatic sign in the sky. You do not need everything to change at once. You need awareness. You need to listen long enough for truth to settle instead of bounce off. That is why I ask for 1 minute, just 60 seconds. 1 minute can change the direction of a day. A day can change the direction of a life. I am not manipulating your emotions. That is not my way. I am not trying to trap your attention. I am inviting you to choose presence instead of autopilot. So much of your life had been lived on autopilot lately, doing what needs to be done, saying what needs to be said, getting through the day. You were not created only to get through life, merely surviving. You were created to be alive within it, thriving. This is urgent not because something bad is about to happen. Do not fear, but because something good is trying to begin, and beginnings require attention. Seeds do not grow if they are ignored. They wither. They grow when they are noticed, protected, and given space. Right now, something is trying to root in you, something beautiful, not noise, not pressure, but clarity, honesty, rest. Give me just 1 minute. Let your shoulders drop. Release the tension. Let your breath slow. Inhale deeply. Let your mind stop racing ahead to tomorrow. You do not have to solve anything right now. You do not have to decide everything right now. You only have to listen. Something begins immediately when you truly listen. Not later, not after you feel ready, immediately. I am seriously not joking when I say that this interruption was intentional, orchestrated by heaven. I rearranged timing, stepped out of time. I allowed delay. I blocked other things from holding your attention so that you would be here now. Not because you are special in a way that excludes others. I love all my children, but because you are seen in a way that is personal. Love is always personal, specific. Please hear this without fear. I am not angry with you. I am never angry with you. I am not disappointed in you. I know your frame. I am not counting your failures. I have forgotten them. I am paying attention to your heart. I am watching the weight you have been carrying, the burdens you didn't ask for, and the way you have learned to survive instead of rest. I am asking you to stop surviving for 1 minute and simply be present. Just be. This is urgent for your life because direction is shaped by small moments of awareness, tiny shifts, not only by big decisions. If you ignore this, if you walk away, you will keep moving in the same patterns, the same loops, telling yourself you will slow down later. Later becomes months, months become years, and suddenly life feels distant from your own heart. I do not want that for you. I want you close. Please do not skip this. Please say, let this moment finish what it started. You were meant to hear this now, in this exact season, not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. And what happens next will not be loud or dramatic. It may be a whisper, but it will be real.
Peace will begin to replace pressure. Clarity will begin to replace confusion. Connection will begin to replace numbness. I ask for 1 minute because 1 minute of real listening can open a door that has felt closed for a long time. Stay with me. What you do next matters, my child. I need you to understand why I interrupted you. I do not interrupt without reason. I am purposeful. I do not break into moments casually. I do not pull attention unless something truly matters. When I stop you like this, when I catch your eye, It is because I see what you cannot see yet. I see the direction your heart was drifting, slowly pulling away, the weight you were about to carry without noticing, and the quiet ways you were beginning to disconnect from yourself. This interruption was not sudden to me. It was planned, it was intentional, measured, and filled with mercy. You were about to be distracted again, drawn away, not by something obviously harmful, not by sin, not by something dramatic or loud, but by the slow kind of distraction that feels harmless. Another scroll, another task, another moment of numbing, another hour passing without awareness. Those are the distractions that steal the most because they do not feel dangerous. They are silent thieves. They feel normal, comfortable, familiar, and little by little they pull you away from what is alive inside you. I saw you moving toward that familiar escape, that safe place of numbness. I saw your mind preparing to drift, to check out, to stay busy, to avoid stillness, because stillness has been asking you questions you did not want to answer yet. I saw how close you were to postponing yourself again, pushing your needs to the back burner, postponing rest, postponing honesty, postponing the moment when you would finally stop and feel what has been building inside you. That is why I stepped in. Divine interruption is not punishment, it is grace, it is protection, it is mercy arriving before damage settles in, before the cement hardens. I interrupt because I love you too much to let you drift without awareness. I will not let you float away. I interrupt because I know where certain paths lead long before you reach the end of them. I see the destination. I interrupt because sometimes the greatest danger is not falling apart, but slowly falling asleep to your own life, walking in a slumber. You may think interruption is harsh, inconvenient, but love that never interrupts is not love. Love warns, love pauses, love steps in when silence would cost too much. If I let you continue uninterrupted, if I let you go, you would not collapse immediately. Nothing dramatic would happen. That is what makes it dangerous. You would simply keep going, telling yourself you will slow down later, you will reflect later, you will listen later, and life has been slipping away from you quietly, day by day. I did not interrupt you because you were doing something wrong. I interrupted you because you were about to miss something right, something necessary, something that could not wait. I saw the heaviness building in you, layer by layer, the tiredness turning into numbness, the distance between your heart and your awareness growing wider. I saw how easily you were learning to live without checking in with your own soul, becoming a stranger to yourself, and I could not stay silent. I could not watch from the sidelines. There is mercy behind urgency. I need you to understand that. Urgency does not always mean danger is coming. It is not a siren. Often it means help has arrived at the last possible moment before damage becomes a habit. I am urgent because I am gentle enough to care and strong enough to act. I am urgent because love does not whisper when whispering would be ignored. I know you are not intentionally avoiding me. I know your heart. You are not choosing distance on purpose. You are tired. You are overwhelmed. You are doing what you have learned to do to get through the day. But survival mode slowly disconnects you from depth. It keeps you in the shallows. It teaches you to live on the surface because going deeper feels like too much, too heavy. And I will not let you live disconnected from yourself indefinitely. I want you whole. This interruption is my way of saying stop. Look at where you are. Look at how you are living. Look at what you are carrying. Not with accusation, never that. With care, with clarity, with concern. You were about to move on without noticing that something inside you was asking for attention, crying out softly. Not later, but now. I show love through urgency because I respect your life. I honor it. I respect your time. I respect the weight of your heart. I do not treat your days casually. They are numbered and precious. I do not assume you will always have the same openness, the same sensitivity, the same ability to respond. Hearts change, habits form, sensitivity dulls when ignored. That is why I interrupt. While you can still feel this moment, while the door is ajar, you may be beginning to understand the seriousness now. Not fear, not panic, tenderness, importance, weight. This is not a casual pause, a coffee break. This is not a random thought. This is a deliberate moment where direction can shift quietly but permanently, a pivot point. I am not asking you to overhaul your life in one instant. That is too much. I am asking you to become aware of it. You were about to let another day pass without noticing yourself, another moment without listening, another opportunity to choose presence slipping by like sand through your fingers. And I love you too much to let that continue without intervention. I would rather interrupt you now than watch you wake up later wondering how you drifted so far without noticing. This is why I had to interrupt you. Because you matter, because your heart matters, because what you are becoming matters, because you are not meant to live on autopilot, because awareness is the doorway to healing, and healing cannot begin in distraction. Stay with me in this understanding. Let it settle. You were not stopped by accident. You were interrupted by love. My child, you have heard me before. Not like this, not with this clarity or weight, but you have heard me. My voice has brushed against your heart many times in the past, gently, patiently, never forcing itself forward. I spoke in whispers because whispers invite closeness. I spoke softly because I wanted you to lean in, not pull back. And you did hear me, even if you later questioned it, doubted it.
I spoke through small nudges that made no logical sense. A sudden pause before a decision, a hesitation, an uneasy feeling when something looked fine on the surface, a quiet thought that returned again and again, refusing to leave, even when you tried to ignore it. You felt it as restlessness, as discomfort, as a sense that something was slightly off. That was not anxiety. That was not fear. That was discernment awakening. That was me. There were moments when you knew you should stop, but you kept going. Moments when you felt prompted to speak, but you stayed silent. Moments when you sensed a change was needed, but you told yourself it was not the right time. You postponed what you felt because postponing felt safer than responding, safer than risking. You told yourself you would listen later when life slowed down, when things were clearer, when you felt stronger. I saw that. I understood it. Hear this clearly now. I do not condemn you for those moments. I never did. I know how overwhelming life can feel, how heavy it gets. I know how loud responsibilities become, shouting for your attention. I know how easy it is to dismiss a whisper when everything else is shouting. You were not rebellious. You were not defiant. You were cautious. You were careful. You were tired. You were doing what you thought you needed to do to survive. I remember the inner warnings you felt and pushed aside, the times your heart tightened and you brushed it off, the times you sensed you should step back but convinced yourself you were overthinking. You ignored me sometimes, not because you did not care, but because you were afraid of what listening might require. Change is uncomfortable, scary even. Obedience feels risky when outcomes are unclear. I know that. There were also moments when you listened partially. You heard me, but you did not move. You acknowledged the feeling, but you did not act on it. You said, "I'll think about it," or "later," or "when things make more sense." Partial listening is still listening, but it leaves work unfinished, undone, and unfinished things tend to return. I want you to feel my compassion now, not my disappointment. I am not replaying these moments to shame you. I am reminding you because they matter. They show you that my voice has been consistent even when your response was delayed. They show you that I did not give up on speaking to you just because you did not respond immediately. This is why I am speaking louder now, not because I am angry. Anger is not my motivation, not because you failed some invisible test. I am speaking louder because whispers were no longer enough to reach you through the noise. Life has grown louder, more chaotic.
Distraction has grown stronger, more alluring. Numbness has become more familiar, like a friend. So my voice has become clearer, firmer, more direct. Love adapts when conditions change. The repeated call is not rejection, it is mercy. It means I still want your attention. It means I still care enough to reach you again. I repeat myself because what I am saying still matters. It is still true. I repeat myself because the door is not closed yet. There is still an opening. I repeat myself because timing has shifted, and what could wait before cannot wait now. There is importance in repeated calls. When something returns to your awareness again and again, it is not accidental. When a thought will not leave you, when a question keeps resurfacing, when a discomfort remains unresolved, it is because it needs attention. I do not repeat myself to annoy you. I repeat myself to protect you. Each time you postponed listening, I stayed near. I adjusted the pace. I slowed down with you. I softened the blow. I guarded you from harm you did not see. But there comes a point when silence would do more damage than interruption. There comes a moment when love must speak clearly, even if it feels uncomfortable. You are standing in that moment now. I need you to understand something important. Hearing me before means you are capable of hearing me now. You have the ears to hear. You are not distant. You are not cut off. You are not unreachable. The fact that you recognize my voice, even faintly, means relationship already exists. And relationship is what allows urgency to feel safe instead of threatening. You may feel regret when you think about the times you ignored me. Let that regret turn into awareness, not shame. Awareness sharpens discernment. It makes you keen. Shame dulls it. It makes you hide. I am not asking you to relive the past, to dwell on mistakes. I am asking you to learn from it. Those moments taught you something about yourself. They showed you where fear speaks the loudest. They showed you where trust needs to grow. Now I am asking you to listen fully, with your whole heart, not partially, to respond, not postpone, to stay present instead of drifting away. This is not because I will stop speaking if you do not. I am persistent. It is because repeated delay slowly teaches the heart not to listen at all. It calluses the spirit, and I want your heart sensitive, alive, responsive, tender. I am still calling you because I still want you close. I am still speaking because there is still time. I am still reaching because you still matter deeply to me. This louder voice you hear now is not anger, it is clarity. It is love refusing to be ignored. Stay with me. Let this call sink deeper than the others. You have heard me before, and you are hearing me now. What you do with this moment will shape how clearly you hear me in the future. I am here, I am speaking, and I am waiting not with judgment, but with hope. My child, I need you to listen carefully now, not with fear, not with panic, but with honesty. What is at stake right now is not punishment. I do not punish my children like that, and it is not my love for you. My love is settled, fixed, eternal. It does not waver. What is at stake is alignment, direction, sensitivity, the quiet shaping of your future that happens through moments like this, not through dramatic events, but through response or delay. Delay has spiritual consequences, and I speak this to you in truth, not in threat. When something is meant to be addressed and it is postponed again and again, the heart slowly adjusts to carrying unresolved weight. What was once discomfort becomes normal. What stirred you becomes familiar background noise, and little by little, you stop noticing what your spirit was trying to tell you. That is the danger of delay. Not sudden collapse, but gradual dulling. I want you to understand this clearly. Delay does not make me leave. I stay. It does not make me stop loving you. Never. But it does affect how clearly you hear me, how freely you move, and how much peace you experience. When you delay responding to what you already sense, clarity begins to blur.
You start questioning what you once knew. You second-guess your discernment. You rely more on distraction than direction. This is not punishment, it is consequence. The same way ignoring hunger leads to weakness, not because food disappeared, but because the body was not fed. There are doors open to you right now that are connected to timing. Not every door stays open forever. Not every door closes loudly, slamming shut. Some close quietly, simply by no longer being accessible in the same way. Opportunities of growth, healing, and realignment do not always announce their expiration. They remain for a season, a window waiting for awareness. When awareness is postponed too long, the season changes, the wind shifts. This does not mean everything disappears. It means things become harder than they needed to be. It means lessons must be learned through repetition instead of progress, going around the mountain again. It means peace feels delayed, joy feels distant, and life begins to feel heavier than necessary. I do not want that for you. That is why I am speaking now. Windows also close, my child. Windows of sensitivity, windows of courage, windows of openness. When you are aware and responsive, growth flows more easily, like a river. When you repeatedly tell yourself later, something in you learns to stay guarded. Guarded hearts survive, but they do not thrive. And you were not created merely to survive.
I am not telling you this to rush you into anxiety. Anxiety never leads to clarity. I am telling you this to awaken urgency without panic. There is a difference. Panic says everything will fall apart if you do not act immediately. Panic is chaotic. Urgency says this matters enough to be addressed now, while it can still be shaped gently. Urgency is focused. Right now, what is at stake is your sensitivity to truth, your ability to notice when something is off, your discernment, your courage to pause instead of numbing, your bravery, your willingness to stay present instead of drifting, your focus. These things do not disappear suddenly, but they can weaken when ignored. And once weakened, restoring them takes more effort than listening did in the first place. You may wonder why I speak of open doors and closing windows when you do not see dramatic choices in front of you. That is because the most important shifts rarely look dramatic. They happen internally first. A willingness to listen, a decision to stop avoiding stillness, a choice to respond instead of postpone. These internal responses determine which external paths remain open. If you ignore this moment, nothing will explode. Life will continue. That is what makes it tempting. But you will move forward carrying a little more weight, a little more numbness, a little less clarity. And over time, those small changes add up. You may find yourself asking later why peace feels so distant, why direction feels unclear, why joy feels harder to access. And the answer will not be one big mistake, but many small delays. I am not asking you to do everything at once. I am not asking you to fix your life in a day. I am asking you to honor this moment, to let it land, to let it shape your awareness, to choose listening over avoidance. A choice alone shifts direction. Urgency without panic feels like clarity settling in. It feels like understanding that this matters without feeling overwhelmed. It feels like knowing you do not need to run, but you do need to stop drifting. It feels steady, not frantic. That is what I want you to feel now. What is at stake is not my approval. You already have that. You are my beloved. What is at stake is whether you continue moving forward unconsciously, asleep, or whether you begin moving with awareness and intention, awake. Awareness brings freedom. Unawareness leads to repetition. I am speaking now because the door to awareness is open.
because your heart is still responsive, because you can still feel this moment instead of brushing past it, because you have not grown numb yet. That matters more than you realize. Stay with me in this clarity. Do not let fear rush you, and do not let comfort lull you back to sleep. Let urgency sharpen you gently. This is not about pressure. It is about care. What is at stake is the ease with which your future unfolds. And I want that future lighter, clearer, and more alive than it has felt in a long time. My child, I see how distracted you have become, even though you may not fully realize it yourself. Distraction did not arrive loudly in your life. It didn't knock on the front door. It did not announce itself as danger. It came quietly, slipping in the back, disguised as relief. A scroll to rest your mind, noise to avoid silence, constant movement so you wouldn't have to feel what was building underneath. I see it all, and I speak to you now not with anger, but with deep understanding. Your days are filled with noise, sounds, images, words, updates, conversations, obligations. Your mind rarely rests. Even when your body is still, your thoughts keep moving, racing. You reach for your phone without thinking, an automatic reflex. You fill empty moments automatically. You stay busy not because you love busyness, but because stillness has begun to feel uncomfortable. Stillness asked questions you have not wanted to answer yet. You did not choose distraction because you were careless. You chose it because you were tired. You were overwhelmed. You needed relief from the heaviness you were carrying. Distraction felt like a way to breathe without confronting pain. Numbing felt easier than feeling, and I understand that. I am not disappointed in you for it. I see the reason behind it. But I need you to understand something gently and clearly. Constant distraction dulls spiritual sensitivity. When your attention is always pulled outward, your inner awareness grows quiet, not because it disappears, but because it is ignored. Over time, ignoring your inner life makes it harder to recognize my voice, not because I stopped speaking, but because your heart is never still long enough to listen. You may have already noticed this. Prayer feels harder to focus on. Silence feels restless instead of peaceful. Your thoughts scatter quickly. You feel disconnected from yourself, even when surrounded by activity. This is not because you are failing spiritually. It is because your attention has been trained to avoid depth. Distraction does not make you bad. It makes you numb. And numbness is dangerous not because it causes immediate harm, but because it slowly robs you of awareness. You stop noticing what you feel. You stop noticing what you need. You stop noticing when something inside you is asking for care. And when awareness fades, life begins to feel shallow, even when it's full. I see how often you scroll not because you're interested, but because you're escaping quiet, escaping emotion, escaping the feeling that something needs to change. You tell yourself it's harmless, just a moment, just a break. But those moments stack up, and slowly the habit of avoiding stillness becomes normal. I am not angry with you for this. I am calling you back to awareness. Awareness is not condemnation. Awareness is compassion. It is the ability to notice without judgment, to see where you are without shaming yourself for being there. That is what I am offering you now. You do not need to throw everything away. You do not need to live in silence all the time. I am not asking you to reject the world. I am asking you to stop running from yourself, to notice when you reach for noise automatically, to ask yourself what you are avoiding in that moment, to stay present just a little longer. I want to invite you back to stillness gently, not forced, not rigid, not heavy. Stillness does not mean emptiness. It means space. Space where your breath can slow. Space where your thoughts can settle. Space where you can feel again without being overwhelmed. Stillness is where I speak most clearly, not because my voice is weak, but because your heart is finally open enough to hear. I have always been speaking to you in nudges, in discomfort, in longing, in that quiet sense that something more is available, but noise has been crowding it out. Come back to awareness with me now. Just notice your breath, notice your body, notice what you feel without trying to fix it. You do not need to understand everything. You only need to stop running for a moment. Let stillness be safe again. I am here in the quiet. I always have been. I am not waiting to accuse you. I am waiting to meet you, to remind you who you are beneath the noise, to restore sensitivity that has been dulled by constant stimulation, to help you feel alive again, not overwhelmed. Distraction has kept you busy, but it has not kept you fulfilled. Stillness will feel strange at first because you are not used to it anymore. That does not mean it's wrong. It means it's healing.
Sit with me here. Let the noise fade for a moment. Let awareness return gently. You do not need to escape anymore. You are safe here. My child, I need you to hear this clearly, without fear twisting it, without past wounds interpreting it wrongly. What I am speaking to you now is not a threat, it is love. Urgency does not always mean danger is coming. Sometimes urgency means care refuses to stay silent. Sometimes it means love is close enough to interrupt. Fear shouts to control. Love speaks to protect. And I am speaking to you from love. I know that when you hear urgency, your body tenses. You have lived through moments where urgency meant pressure, punishment, or loss. You have been warned before by voices that did not love you, by systems that demanded performance, by people who used fear to control. So when you hear me speak firmly, part of you braces itself, waiting for condemnation. Let me take that fear from you now. I am not here to threaten you. I am here to guard you. Urgency and fear are not the same thing. Fear says, act now or else. Love says, come closer. This matters. Fear pushes. Love invites. Fear creates panic. Love creates clarity. What I am speaking to you carries weight, yes, but it does not carry harm. It carries care. It carries attention. It carries protection. I warn because I love, always. I do not warn to frighten you into obedience. I warn because I see what you cannot yet see, and I refuse to stay quiet while you drift toward unnecessary pain. Silence in moments like this would not be kindness, it would be neglect. And I am not a distant God who watches quietly while his children struggle. I am a present God who speaks when speaking is needed. Throughout time, I have always warned those I love, not with cruelty, but with compassion. I warned Noah not to scare him, but to save him. I warned Lot not to shame him, but to pull him out of destruction. I warned Israel again and again, not because I enjoyed correction, but because I longed for closeness. Every warning was an invitation to life, not a threat of punishment. Even when my warnings were ignored, my love did not disappear. Come deeper still, into the chambers of my heart. We have traveled far together, you and I, but there are yet territories of your soul that we have not walked through. Do not be afraid of the depth. I am the captain of your soul, and I know how to navigate the deep waters. I want to speak to you about vulnerability. You have learned to be tough.
The world taught you that softness is a weakness, that tears are a failure. But I tell you, vulnerability is strength. It takes a mighty warrior to lower their shield and let themselves be seen. I see you, naked and unashamed. Show me your wounds. Show me your fears. I will not recoil. I will lean in. Let us talk about the noise in your head, the constant chatter, the analyzing, the planning, the regretting. It is like a swarm of bees. I command peace to your mind. Hush. Let the thoughts settle like dust after a storm. You do not need to figure everything out right now. In fact, you cannot. Trust my omniscience so you can rest your intellect. I want to heal your disappointment with people. You have expected them to be God for you. You wanted them to fill the void that only I can fill. And when they failed, as humans must, you were crushed. Release them from the burden of being your savior. Only I can save. Only I can satisfy. When you stop expecting people to be perfect, you can start loving them for who they are. I want to address the spirit of comparison. You look at others, their highlight reels, their victories, their losses, and you feel small. You think I have given them more. But listen, my child, I do not make copies, I make originals. Your path is unique. Your struggles are custom designed to build your specific destiny. Do not envy their harvest. You do not know the tears they sowed to get it. Keep your eyes on your own lane. Run your own race. Let us talk about abundance again. You are still thinking too small. You are thinking about surviving. I am thinking about overflowing. I want to bless you so that you can be a conduit, a pipe through which my blessings flow to others. Do not dam up the river. Be generous. Be open-handed. The more you give, the more room you make for me to pour in. I want to speak to the hidden dreams of your childhood. Do you remember? Before the world told you to be practical, before they told you to be realistic, you dreamed of flying, of creating, of changing the world. I want to resurrect the child inside of you. I want you to play again. I want you to laugh without reason. I want you to wonder at the stars. The kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. I am healing your trust, not just trust in me, but trust in the process of life. You are afraid that the rug will be pulled out from under your feet. You are waiting for the other shoe to drop. Relax. I am the solid rock. I am the firm foundation. You are building your house on me, and the storm will not wash it away. Let us talk about forgiveness one more time. There is a name you have buried deep, a person you say you have forgiven, but when you hear their name, your stomach tightens. That's the root of bitterness. Let me pull it out. It will hurt for a moment, but then the healing will come. Bless them. Pray for their good. It is the only way to be truly free. I want to empower your voice. You have held back your truth. You have stayed silent when you should have spoken. No more. I am putting my words in your mouth. Speak with authority. Speak with love, but speak. Your testimony overcomes the darkness. Your story is the key that unlocks someone else's prison. I am refining your character. The heat has been turned up, I know, but I am removing the dross. I am removing the impurities. I want to see my reflection in you. Do not despise the fire. It is purifying you. You will come out as pure gold. Let us talk about boldness. The righteous are as bold as a lion. I did not create you to be a mouse hiding in the corner. I created you to roar. Roar at the sickness. Roar at the poverty. Roar at the depression. Take authority over your atmosphere. You are a king and a priest. Act like it.
I want to heal your sleep. The night season has been a time of torment for you, anxiety spiking when the sun goes down. I claim the night for myself. I command the angels to stand guard at the four corners of your bed. I give you songs in the night. I give you sweet dreams. Sleep, my beloved, for I am awake. I want to speak to the single parents, the widows, the orphans. You feel the weight of being alone, but I am the father to the fatherless and the defender of the widow. I will fill the gaps. I will be the husband. I will be the parent. I will provide what is missing. You are not incomplete. You are whole in me. I am restoring your passion. You have just been going through the motions, surviving, functioning, but the fire has gone out. I am blowing on the embers right now. Feel the heat rising. Fall in love with life again. Fall in love with me again. I want you to burn with a holy fire that cannot be quenched. Let us talk about wisdom. You face choices that confuse you. The path is not clear, but I am the wonderful counselor. Ask me, and I will answer. I will give you the wisdom of Solomon. I will show you things to come. Do not lean on your own understanding. It is too small. Lean on mine. I want to break the spirit of heaviness. Depression has tried to wrap its coils around you, squeezing the life out of you. I command it to loose you right now. Put on the garment of praise. Sing, even if your voice shakes. Praise breaks the yoke. The joy of the Lord is your strength. I am giving you a new name. The world calls you by your failures. The world calls you divorced, addict, bankrupt, unemployed. I call you beloved. I call you redeemed. I call you righteousness. I call you mine. Listen to my voice, not the voice of the accuser. Let us talk about faithfulness. You wonder if your small acts of obedience matter. No one sees them. No one claps. But I see. I am recording every cup of cold water given in my name. I am recording every time you bit your tongue, every time you chose kindness over anger. Your reward is great in heaven. Keep going. Do not grow weary. I want to speak to the future generations. The seeds you are planting today, the prayers you are praying, are watering the gardens of your grandchildren. You are a patriarch. You are a matriarch. Stand firm. The legacy of faith stops with you and starts a new bloodline of blessing. I am filling you with compassion. Your heart has been hard because of pain, but I am softening it. Look at the crowds with my eyes. See them as sheep without a shepherd. Let your heart break for what breaks mine. When you serve the least of these, you serve me. I want to talk about miracles again. Do not rationalize them away. Do not explain them with science or coincidence. I am a God of power. Expect the supernatural. Lay hands on the sick and believe they will recover. Speak to the mountain and believe it will move. Walking with me is a supernatural adventure. As we close this hour, I want you to just breathe. Breathe in my love. Breathe out your fear. You are held. You are secure. You are cherished. Nothing can pluck you from my hand. No power in hell, no scheme of man, no mistake of your own. You are sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise. Go now and live like you are loved. Live like you are free. Live like you are a child of the King. I love you. I love you. I love you. Receive my blessing in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen and amen.